Hello, my name is Sophie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is The Flying Fit Foodie over on Instagram. If you found me on there and you found me here, then awesome, good job, welcome. If you like this video, please give me a subscribe and a thumbs up. Give me a comment, let me know what you liked, what you found challenging. Today's class is going to be a bit of a core flow. I'm going to keep it short and sweet though, so yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to start in downward facing dog, so hopefully you're a little bit warmed up. If you've only got a short amount of time, don't worry, we'll get warmed up along the way, but if you've got a bit of a pre-warm-up, then go for it. We're going to have our index fingers pointed forward to the front of our mat, pressing down through the palms, lifting our hips all the way up straight away into our downward facing dog. We're going to start off with our breaths here. So don't worry if the heels are not all the way down, they're a little bit lifted. You can have a little bit of bend to the knees here. I just want you to close down the eyes. Start connecting now to your breath. Starting in a little bit of an inversion already today with our head below our heart. Starting to feel the breath in a little bit of a different place to start off with. So you might really feel the sensations of the air moving in to your belly here. Breathing through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Starting to feel the shoulders waking up. Maybe the spine lengthening here. Tailbone reaches up towards the sky. Take one more breath here and just like a bit of a soft downward dog. We're not asking to draw awareness to any tension or tightness yet. We're just hanging out here, which we wouldn't normally do, but we're just starting here. Maybe shaking the head, yes or no. Relaxing down towards the biceps. Now start pedaling out the heels, stretching out the hamstrings. Maybe having a bit of a wiggle, moving the hips from side to side. Finding a bit of natural dynamic movement. Good. Coming to stillness now. Maybe patting the feet a little bit, finding a bit more length or shortening the downward dog, however it's feeling. Arms are starting to wake up now already. Good. Inhale, draw the core in. Draw the last rib in, push the ground away. Almost think about drawing the elbows so they're facing each other. So you want to externally rotate the arms a little bit as the eyes of the elbows face forward. When you're ready, let's roll forward to our plank position, pushing the floor away here, pushing down through his index fingers and the first knuckles, creating a bit of a dome shape in the spine. Good. From here, option to drop onto the knees. We're going to do a full push-up all the way down to the floor. So we're going to exhale down for 1, bending the elbows in close to the body. 2, 3, 4, 5. Dropping the chest all the way down to the floor, untucking the toes, lifting the hands up off the floor, coming into a bit of a floating cobra. Inhale here. Draw the scapulars together. Really squeezing the muscles of the back, maybe squeezing the glutes too. If it's available to you, you can maybe lift the toes up off the floor. And exhale, press the palms down underneath the shoulder blades. Option to pop onto the knees first, or come into your full push-up and push all the way up into your downward facing dog straight away again. Good. Getting those shoulders nicely warmed up. From here, look over to your right foot. Take the weight into the right hand. See if you can tap and reach the outside of the right ankle. We're not pulling into a stretch, we're just tapping it here. Take it back to the floor. Take it across the other side. Press into the left palm, look over to the left foot. Tap the outside of that ankle. Use the core to draw you in. Take it back out, downward facing dog. 2 more times each way. Tapping, drawing that core in. Not coming into plank, we're staying in our down, upward facing V shape. 1 more each way. Squeeze that core, draw yourself a little bit closer to the outside edge of that foot. Good, tap that ankle. Nice. Coming to a neutral position now. Rolling forwards to plank, really squeeze the core here, dome the spine. Good. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Inhale, float the hands up off the mat and maybe the toes as well. Exhale, press down through the hands, push yourself all the way up back up into our downward facing dog. Beautiful. From here, let's bring the big toes together to touch. Take the right leg up into the sky, three-legged dog. Pushing that foot up towards the ceiling, squeezing the glute as high as it will go. Maybe a little bit higher. Taking that leg up. Good. Exhale, roll forward, dome the spine, tap that right elbow. Push the ground away. Let's take it down to the right wrist, left wrist. Inhale, left elbow, right elbow. Let's take it in the opposite direction. Left elbow, left wrist, right elbow. Good. Take it all the way back up. Three-legged dog. Nice control with a slow ascend up. Let's go again with that one. Hug the knee in towards the chest to begin with, then take it to the right elbow. Right wrist, left elbow to the top. Back the opposite way. Keep tapping. Stay in connection. Take it up to the center. Inhale, take it all the way up. Three-legged dog. Good. Roll forward. Bring that knee with you to the center of the chest. Step that foot between the hands. Come up high on the ball of the back of the foot. Up onto the fingertips. Find the balance. Bend into that front knee. All the way up. Let's take it into our warrior two. Back leg, back foot is 45 degrees. Bending into that front leg. Turn the outside edge of the right glute on. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Imagine someone drawing your hands apart, like you're being stretched. Yes. Good. From here, extended side angle. Right elbow inside of the right knee. Extend that left hand up towards the sky. Peel or gaze up. Option to stay here or take the hand down. Maybe come into a bind. If you want to work the core a little bit more, which is why you're here, I'm going to float those hands up off the mat. Extend that hand out in front of us for one. Use those obliques to find that position for two. Good, and three. Take those hands all the way down to frame that foot. Step the left foot to meet the right foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, use that core, straighten the spine. Exhale, use the core to draw yourself all the way in, into that forward fold. Good. Option here, if you want to, you can step back into your plank, taking a chaturanga, or you can come into your crow pose, maybe floating both of the toes up off the floor at the same time, gazing forward for one, two, three. If you've got jump back in your practice, or meeting in plank. Inhaling up, exhaling, rounding through. Meeting back in our downward facing dog. Taking 2 long breaths here. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Good. Let's take it on to the other side. Left foot comes all the way up towards the sky. Pointing that toe as much as it will go. Draw those ribs in. Squeezing the core. Push the ground away, active shoulders. Here we go, exhale, bring that knee in towards the chest and then take it to that left elbow. Push, push, push. Take it down to the left wrist, across the right wrist. Inhale up and across. Let's take it in the opposite direction. Drawing that box, trying to keep that knee connected to the body. Take it all the way up. 3-legged dog. Exhale, one more time, knee to elbow. Take it across the body this time. All the way down to the wrist, across the left wrist, and up, opposite direction. Outside wrist, up to the right wrist, left elbow. Inhale, take it all the way up. 3-legged dog. Exhale, roll forward, squeeze, hug the belly in, release the foot between the hands. Rotate that foot 45 degrees. Let's come all the way up into our warrior two on the other side. Back leg is strong and straight, but we're not dumping weight into our knee here. Really engage the outside edge of that back foot. So you've got a bit of an arch in that back foot. Maybe bend a little bit deeper into that front leg if you can. Good. From here, extended side angle. Sweep that right hand in front of the face, extend it all the way up. Maybe gaze up towards that top hand. Again, option to come onto the elbow, take the fingers to the floor, or if you want to work a little bit harder in the core, we're going to point those hands to the outside edge of the right mat. Squeezing the core for 1. Keep the chest lifted, 2. Rotate that top shoulder up and out for 3. And release the hands down to frame that left foot. Step it all the way forward. Come into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it all the way down to the floor. Good. Again, option to come into your crow or to just step back into your plank position wherever you are if you're holding in plank for 1. And crow for 2. And 3, meeting back in our plank, either jumping back or hopping back. Inhaling up into your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Hopefully feeling a bit of warmth in the shoulders and the arms and the core now. Good. From here, let's roll forward to our plank position. Bring the toes together to touch, pushing the floor away. We're going to rotate onto our right side. So you can stack or stagger the feet, it's up to you. Push the ground away with that bottom arm. Really squeeze, 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 and lift the hips a little bit higher. Up towards the ceiling, squeezing the glutes. For 1, in our side plank. For 2, option if you want to, float that left foot. For 3, 4, and 5, releasing it down. Rotating back to face the front of the mat, taking it in the opposite direction. Stack or stagger the feet. Take those fingertips all the way up towards the sky for 1. Challenge yourself here, 2. Maybe lift that top leg for 3. For 4. For 5, with control. Take it all the way down to the floor. Plank position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Good, staying here for 1 breath, staying with it. Obviously, child's pose is always here if you want to. We're testing our stamina a little bit here in today's class. It's a short but sweet class, so if you've got it in the tank, then stay with me. Good, last breath here. Nice. From here we have the option, we're going to do 3 chaturangas. So your classic chaturanga, you're going to roll forward down into your push-up position. Chaturanga arms, push all the way up, downward facing dog. Or we're going to do a reverse chaturanga. So we're going to look forward, come up onto the balls of the feet a little bit, bend the elbows into the side of the body, dive ourselves down towards the floor, bending the elbows, hugging them in, coming into our floating dog, keeping the toes tucked and lifted under. Exhale, round through, downward facing dog. So whichever one you're going for, we're going to go for 2 more of those. So if you're coming with me with the dive, the reverse chaturanga, I'm going to look forward, hug the elbows in close to the body, dive down, roll up, keeping those thighs up off the mat, push the ground away, use the core. Look forward, hug the elbows in tight, exhale down, inhale up, working the arms, good. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Taking a moment here. Good. This time bringing the big toes together to touch, roll forward to your plank position. Nice. Dropping the forearms down towards the floor into our forearm plank this time. Trying to keep the hands parallel to each other rather than drawing them in. Obviously you need to touch them, that's absolutely fine if you've got tight shoulders. I'm going to rotate onto the right side. Stack or stagger the feet. Your choice is up to you. Find your balance, squeeze the core, lift the hips up to the sky. Maybe gaze forward or gaze up to the fingertips. Wherever you are, listen to your body. Again, there's the option here to stay or float that top foot up off the mat for squeeze. 2, 3, take it all the way down. Keep pushing the ground away as you rotate back to the floor. Taking it on the other side straight away. Taking those hands up, really engaging the core, push the floor away with that shoulder. For 1, option to float that leg for 2, and 3, with control. Take it back to the floor. Coming into our dolphin, so walking the hands a little bit towards the body, walking those feet in towards the forearms, gazes between the elbows. Good. Trying to draw the ribs in, pushing the ground away, not slumping into the floor, staying nice and active in the shoulders for 1, 2, 3. You've got this. For 4. And 5. Walking those feet all the way back out, seeing if we can, lifting up into downward facing dog. Either one arm at a time or 2 arms at a time, wherever you are. Whew, shoulders are on fire. Nice work. Looking between the hands, bringing the feet together, seeing if we can hop all the way to the front of the mat. Very gently, sinking the bum all the way down towards the floor. Hugging yourself in here, rolling down towards the floor, maybe squeezing the knees in nice and tight. Nice to take some weight off the shoulders and the hands for sure. Good. You're going to regret saying that? No, I'm joking, we're not. Hugging the right knee in towards the chest, extend that left foot up towards the ceiling. Holding it here, trying to drop the lower belly into the floor. So really compress that lower spine into the mat now. Good. And then just grab the back of the right thigh, drawing that in towards the face, extending that right foot towards the front of the mat. Good. Seeing if you can keep that foot floating, hovering off the floor. From here, we're going to rotate up. Maybe bring the hands behind the head, or point the fingertips towards the front of the mat. We're just going to hold here, okay? Squeezing that lower belly in. For 1. 2, if it gets too much, you can bend this top leg or drop that heel down. But where you are, give it a go. Give the levels a go. Holding it here. Few more breaths. Keep that chin tucked in. Again, you've always got the option to support your head here. Notice my belly cutting out. Try and draw it in towards the floor. Good. Last breath here. And we're going to bring that right foot up to meet the left foot. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax down, keeping the feet where they are. Relax the shoulders down towards the floor. And extend that left leg out now. Draw that right leg in towards the body. Help yourself out a little bit here. And then from here, lifting the shoulders up off the floor, point the fingers either towards the front of the mat or again, supporting the head, holding it here. Keep the legs nice and straight if you can. Again, you've always got the options of bending that top leg or dropping that heel down towards the floor. Holding it here. Staying strong. 1, 2, and 3. Bring that left foot up to meet the right foot and relaxing ourselves all the way down towards the floor, just the shoulders. Good. Last little bit to finish now. Hug the knees in towards the chest. We're going to rock up all the way up into our low boat pose. So we're going to have our shins parallel towards the floor now, sucking that lower belly in, roll the shoulder blades back. Try to lift the sternum as much as you can. Legs are shaking, that's okay. We're going to go for these toe taps. We're going to tap down 1 on the right side. Inhale up, exhale left. Staying with the breath. Let's go for 20 of these. Trying to keep yourself lifted. Tapping as we go. Good. Trying to bring the shins parallel to the ceiling and the floor with every extension. Whew. Let's go. Let's go for 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And hugging the knees into the chest. Roll back towards the floor. You'll be pleased to know that that is the end of the video over. The end of this little flow. I hope that you feel a little bit of fire in your belly, and if you found it easy, you can always repeat it or add more repetitions, completely up to you. Obviously, we're all at different places in our practice. Extend that left leg out nice and long. I like to draw nice big circles with this right knee, really relaxing those hip flexors that might have kind of taken over when our abs and our core starts to get a little bit tired. swapping the legs over, hugging that left knee in, extending that right leg out nice and long. And you can always use this as a bit of a finisher towards after a workout or after a more gentle class. If you want a little bit of extra spice for your yoga practice and to push yourself a little bit more. Again, you've always got the option of coming into a Shavasana with your knees knocked in together. If your lower back is feeling a little bit tender after that, then just bring them in together, have the feet to the outside edges, or you can come into your Supta Baddha Konasana with the feet in together and the knees out wide. This always feels really good as a nice hip flexor stretch, especially after doing lots of core work. And again, relaxing the shoulders, you can bring them into a cactus arm if you wish, or even have them overhead, so really stretching out the front portion of the body. You worked quite a lot of the shoulders today, even though that was a short class. Give yourself some time here on the mat. Allow yourself to check in with how you're feeling, trying to let go of any areas of tightness or tension that you're feeling now. Come back to the body, get out of your mind, get back into the body, using that breath to bring yourself all the way back down again. Like I said, take as long as you need here in your chosen Shavasana position. I really hope to see you again in the next class. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Nice work today. Namaste.